Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. And it's pronounced tactics, not tastics, god damn it.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance
is a game released by Square after they broke up with Nintendo and got hitched to Sony. At that point in time, that is. But they started a new relationship with Nintendo back in 2003 with their first new title going on the Game Boy Advance called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. So the story pretty much goes like this. You got 4 main children. These guys have shitty lives. This guy's mom is dead. This chick suffers from albinoism. This guy's in a wheelchair. And this guy has no problems. But that is the player's character. So transfer all of your problems into him, and you'll know that all of these characters' lives suck. But they all want to escape to a fantasy world. A Final Fantasy world to escape their problems, and because they're only 12, but after finding a magic book, it makes all their dreams come true. So essentially the world was turned into a video game where people can now fight monsters and get in wars and not die. Isn't that awesome? The problem is, you, as the player character named Marche, wants to escape back to the sucky real world, and we bought this game so we can escape the mundanity of reality to play a game as a kid who wants to enjoy living in a fantasy world where he doesn't have any damn problems. Why would I want to escape this place? But I'll get back to that. Okay, now I could go off on a tangent about how this game is played, but you already know the drill. It's a tactic RPG. You take turns, you hit them, they hit you, rinse, dry, repeat. But what makes this game a bit different is that this game now has you playing as different races that fight each other, which are formed into clans, and you fight over turf, just like in real life. But the different warriors you play as are a lizard, bunny girls, stuffed animals, as well as tapirs. And my personal favorite is just the human race. They got the best stats in the game. They're the most balanced, just like in real life. Like humans do. But you want to know what I care about most in a video game? It ain't the graphics, it ain't the story, and it definitely ain't the gameplay. No, is it fun? Is it fun? And by that I mean, is it entertaining? It can be a horrible game like Sonic 06. The game is, everything but perfect. However, it has interesting glitches and a horrible story that's very laughable. So that makes it more entertaining to play. Nowadays, you got games like Goat Simulator, which is just a crappy game made into a fun game.
Doesn't make any sense what you just said.
And you want to know what's fun about FFTA? It's building up a squad until you are godlike and impossible to defeat. Yes, grinding is actually fun in this game because you can cross character classes and abilities and totally annihilate your competition. And by competition, I mean the 300 missions, the random enemy battles, and the turf wars. But because you're bound to spend hours kicking somebody's ass, besides the gods, you only got 20 missions to play in this game because the game is short as all piss. What makes it even more interesting is the laws that are created by the judges, and they enforce every single battle you get into, which could suck in the beginning of the game because, when you break a law, you first get a yellow card. If you break a law killing somebody, you get a red card and you get sent to jail. So it's like soccer rules applied to America because, you just go to jail for no reason. However, later in the game, you can get these cards that allow you to change the law of the battle. They will allow you to put the judge in your favor as well as nullify the laws that you don't like. So imagine this. I use a law card to now get me some judge points. And I can use those judge points to summon a Totema and they could just annihilate the whole fucking battle and I win. I'm awesome. But the whole judge spamming trick doesn't work in this place called the ghettos, which they're really called the Jags, but I don't really know how to pronounce this word. It's a German word. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm calling them the hood because just like in the hood, if you get shot, no ambulance is gonna come to save your life. So if your unit dies on your side of the battle and at the end of the battle they're still dead, they're not coming back. They're gone forever, which is a good way of actually getting rid of some of your units because over the course of the game you get a shitload of them. You're gonna hate rejecting every single person that asks to join your awesome team. But it's kind of funny just watching them run away and cry, but you feel like a douche. And speaking of douchebaggery, that brings me back to our blonde-haired, blue-eyed protagonist, if you want to call him that. Or dare I say, the villain. Now meet Marche. He is our genderless protagonist, I say with a he, that joins a clan at the start of the game. Over the course of the game, however, he learns from his friends that the world has become a dream world. and it is not the real world that they once knew. And he'll do whatever it takes to go back to the real world, even if it means gathering a group of followers to take over Ivalice and killing all of the gods and fighting all of his friends and family in order to go back home from their perfect little fantasy world where his brother can walk and his girlfriend can be beautiful. And his best friend can see his mother. What the fuck is wrong with you, Marche? And the worst thing is that he wants to take his friends, you know, the ones with emotional and physical problems, back to face the sad reality that they live in. All for what? What is his motive? The thing he keeps saying is that he doesn't want to be playing games and wants to go home. But what is his problem? He has no problems. So for us to really root for this character, I can't really get behind. And that's what makes this game so deep. We play as the character who wants to fuck it up for everybody. I mean, shit, I would be fighting against him too. Shit, I wouldn't want to leave Final Fantasy Land. The interesting thing is, though, the whole world got transported and transformed into the Final Fantasy world. So, say some of the bullies at the start of the game, you know, they ended up turning into monsters. And we fight those monsters. But because nothing can die here, they can only just feel pain. And say, just like on Pokemon, we can capture those monsters and, you know, use them to battle each other. So now you forever live in a reality where you are a slave to other people, not able to speak to anyone, and just fight until, you know, never die. So I guess it's kind of a fucked up situation. Seriously though, this game is deep. When you think about it, it's a Final Fantasy game, but it sure as hell was a lot better before the Square Enix merge happened. So there you have it. Final Fantasy Tactic Advance actually has a very compelling story, a very conquering feel of gameplay. But the audio and visuals is kind of a take it or leave it because, you know, it's on the GBA. But only the greatest RPGs make grinding fun. So it gets an A-OK in my book, and that is what makes it fun.